Michael Johnson recalls a disappointing setback due to food poisoning during the 1992 Olympics, affecting his performance in the 200 meters. Before Usain Bolt rose to prominence, the world of track and field was dominated by Michael Johnson, a sprinter who dazzled the athletic scene with his speed and charisma. Johnson, who captured 4 Olympic gold medals across 3 different games, recently spoke about what he considers the most disappointing moment in his illustrious career. The incident in question traces back to the 1992 Barcelona Olympics, a time when Johnson was at the pinnacle of his form. Fresh off a gold medal win at the 1991 World Championship in Tokyo, Johnson was the favorite to clinch the 200-meter race at the upcoming Olympics. However, an unforeseen bout of food poisoning just days before his first race jeopardized his chances. "I had gotten food poisoning. So I was world champion, ranked number 1 in the world for 2 years, undefeated, and a huge favorite to win the 200 meters at the Olympics," Johnson recalled on High Performance podcast. His condition arose shortly after a near world record performance at the Olympic trials, where he had felt in the best shape of his life. "It was about or so before I was competing," Johnson explained. During this period, athletes typically reduce the intensity of their training to fine-tune their performance, a phase known as tapering. "You're in a taper mode where you're basically just working on starts and very technical things," he added. When the Olympic races began, Johnson thought he had recovered, feeling fine at the starting blocks. However, the reality of his condition became apparent as soon as the race started. "Usually in a first round, I can just sort of run the first 100 meters of that 200 meters and I'm just kind of out," he said. But this time, he found himself struggling unexpectedly, feeling as if he were running in someone else's body. Despite winning his initial heat, the effort took a severe toll on him. "I'm extremely weak and it takes everything. I win that race but just barely, and it took everything in me, and I knew immediately something's wrong," he said. His performance deteriorated further in the subsequent rounds and he ultimately failed to make the final. Reflecting on the ordeal, Johnson described the experience as both disappointing and embarrassing. "I knew of athletes who were world record holders, world champions that had the but. That's the one thing missing at that point," he lamented.